I've been passionate about motorcycles my whole life. When I was a little kid, I would dream of myself being on a motorcycle. A while back, I was talking to someone, they said, isn't it cool how God gave you a ministry that uses your passion? And then this other guy spoke up and said, don't you think God gave you that passion in the first place because he knew how he was going to use you? But I was in the sanctuary seeking God one day about some direction on some things. It seemed like I'd run against this wall in direction of what I knew he wanted me to do. And I really felt like the Lord just spoke to me and he said, do you really want this church to have Jonah in their boat? And I'm sitting there thinking, first of all, I don't want them to have to go through a storm. I also don't want to wind up in the belly of a well. And so I went home and told Janet.
I felt like we were supposed to do it kind of like foreign missionaries did, that we were to equip and train so we could multiply ourselves. We wouldn't just be Duane and Janet out there reaching who we could reach, but we could reach more people if we could train and equip.
We're going across denominational lines, across patch lines, and we're drawing people in. But on the inside of the AG, we've got honor-bound motorcycle ministry. And that's how that's what the tool that we're using to really equip and to teach. We've had, I think it's 10 now, men who have gotten their credentials with the Assemblies of God. So we're training them for ministry, and we're doing what James was talking about. We multiply ourselves. We're not just out there going from place to place. In fact, we do very few rallies. Ours is more about providing resources, providing tools, providing training.
We have to minister also to the Christian bikers that are out there. They need to know the protocol. They need to know what they can or cannot do to stay within the protocol of the world we work in. And it's been awesome to see how they've adapted. The honor-bound motorcycle ministry has just grown. We want them to know what they're doing. We want them to be good, solid Christians and reaching out into this world, because you will not stand if you don't know they will know what you are.
You know, some people see me and they think we were some kind of drug-addicted biker that started doing ministry. We've been in ministry, we've been training for this our whole lives in the church. And now we're taking that outside the walls of the church. And when we see people get saved, we're starting to get them plugged in. We operate with 3 core values. Number 1 is everyone deserves to hear the gospel at their personal level of understanding. Number 2 is we believe every believer needs a committed relationship with the local church to mature spiritually. And I would add, under the authority of a pastor. And number 3, we believe that every believer has a ministry. And so we operate with those 3 core principles. But if we added a 4th thing that's part of my DNA, is in John chapter 17, Jesus prayed that we would be one. He didn't pray that all the Baptists would be one and all the Assembly of God would be one. He prayed that we would be one. And if we were, then the world would know that the Father sent him. And what we're seeing with these Christian unity groups is that DNA that's part of who Janet and I are. It's starting to infiltrate the area around us, and we're starting to see people notice it just because they see us working side by side with other people. That's been amazing, and it's working. That's the cool thing. It's working, you know?
Well, so, that's God.
That's got to be God.
That's God.